I wanted to do a quick video on today is to talk a little bit about metabolism and people that don't understand metabolism, how it works exactly, and to kind of get you out of this mindset. And this mindset would be that you want to look at calories, okay? When people tell me calories, it's just kind of funny because I'm like, I don't really look at calories. That's not really what I think of. What I think of throughout my day is portions. And I think about, am I eating certain food groups? Am I getting enough of veggies? Am I getting enough of my proteins? Am I overeating my healthy fats? So I do use the portion control container system, and that is how my brain works. And so if you guys have seen me talk about it before, this container system it's color coded, and so my brain thinks in colors instead of thinking in calories, which is actually much easier because typically if you don't know the calorie of something, or you're out at a restaurant, you're like sitting there trying to figure out, okay, well, the average piece of chicken is this much calories, or I had this, but it also had all this other stuff in it. How would I look that up to figure out what the calories are? It's hard. Who wants to do that? So I don't do that. That's why calorie counting never worked for me. So what I do is with the portion system, I know what a carb is. I know what a protein is. I know what a healthy fat is. I actually have a list that makes it really easy for me. So I know exactly what I can have. So if I do go out to eat, it's very simple to make sure that I stay on track with my goals. So what I want you to think about is most people want to say, well, you know what? I ate a really decent sized breakfast. I think I'm going to skip lunch and I'll eat a big dinner. And so what they've just done is they've slowed their metabolism down. And I've even had clients of mine that are older that have said, you know what, my metabolism is slowed down. I don't need to eat as much. It's so untrue, because what they're doing is they're continuing to slow their metabolism down even more. What slows your metabolism down is, basically your body determining how much food that you're putting in it. And if you're not putting in the proper amount of food into it, your body thinks that you are going into starvation mode. Your body wants to survive. And so because your body wants to survive, it starts to store the fat. So when you're not eating throughout your day and your tummy starts grumbling, and you're thinking, oh gosh, I'm getting hungry, but I had that large breakfast, I'm still going to wait till dinner. What happens is your body is put into starvation mode. So when you do eat dinner, it does nothing but store that as fat, instead of actually processing it and causing it to fuel your body and do what it's supposed to do. It ends up storing it. So say if you're older and you think, oh, well, okay, I need to eat less because my metabolism slowed down, you're slowing it down even more. And so when you slow down your metabolism even more, you store even more fat. So if you're not eating the proper amount of food, and I don't mean that it's okay to overeat overeat your foods, or it's okay to overeat a certain category. And like I was talking to somebody the other day, I said, what all have you had? And they said, well, I had 2 eggs for breakfast and 2 pieces of toast, and that was a large breakfast for me. And I'm going to skip lunch. I had a shake for lunch, and then I'm going to do dinner. Well, basically what that tells me is they had 2 eggs is 1 protein for their day, and 2 pieces of toast is 2 carbs for their day, and 1 shake is another protein. So they've had only they've had 2 proteins and 2 carbs. They've had no veggies, no fruits, no healthy fats. And they're not going to get that all in at the end of the day. And if they did, then again, that is not, allowing your body to burn that food off. It's eating it in bulk at the end of the day, and your body's already decided it's in starvation mode because you skipped lunch, and it stores it all as fat. And it slows the metabolism down. So if you're not consistently eating in your portions, and you're not consistently feeding your body every 2 to 3 hours, and people think that it's so hard to eat every 2 to 3 hours. It's not. I'm not talking about sitting down and having a meal. I'm talking about having a snack. Like, have your breakfast, have a snack. It might just be a Greek yogurt with some fruit in it. Have your lunch, and it doesn't have to be anything big. Have another snack, and your other snack might be a banana or a shake. Have your dinner, and then, you know, have another snack in the evening. And in the evening, your snack might be 12 almonds. You know, it doesn't take a lot to grab into the bag and get 12 almonds out. So when people tell me I can't eat 2 to 3 hours, it's way too much. Like, seriously, I'm not asking you to like sit down and have a meal. I'm just asking you to make sure that you're snacking in between your 3 meals, something light, something like a Greek yogurt or almonds or veggies and hummus. I'm not asking you to sit down and cook a steak, okay? So stop giving me the runaround that you can't eat every 2 to 3 hours, because that's not true. My profession is, or was, I'm now a full-time coach, but my profession beforehand was a registered dental hygienist, and I didn't have a lunch break, and I seen patients back to back, and some days the patients, I ran over, and I never really got a break, and I was going back to the break room, and I was standing there eating, stuffing my face, standing up. I made it work. And I made it work without having a lunch hour. So when I have people tell me, you know, oh, well, I don't get that long of breaks, or I don't really have a chance to eat anything, that's just not spending any time on yourself. Because truthfully, I could have said that multiple times when I had patients in the waiting room that I was running 10 minutes behind on, but my health was priority and I was going to eat. And that patient waiting 10 minutes just so I can you know, grab a yogurt or whatever, that's not a big deal. Life goes on. You want to live. You got to eat to live. You don't live to eat. So, and I wanted to keep my metabolism up, and I knew that's how I had to do it. So when I have people say that they're skipping meals, you're slowing down your metabolism. You're not eating less calories. Like your brain is so like, well, I ate less calories today, so that means that I'll lose weight, and I ate under my calorie bracket. No, if you're under eating, your body's saying, okay, you're hungry, you're dying, and I'm going to store fat so I can save you. And that's what happens. You end up storing fat when you eat less calories and you don't eat throughout your day. You store fat. And if you're in the older population and you're saying, well, my body just doesn't need that many calories anymore, or my metabolism's already slowed down, so I can't eat that much. Boo, that's a lie. You're slowing down your metabolism even more. Stop doing that. Please stop doing it. Eat more food. Eat food within your portions. Don't eat a ton of carbs. You know, make sure that you're getting in your veggies, your fruits, your healthy fats. Make sure your healthy fats isn't French fries. That's not a healthy fat. Your healthy fat is avocado, hummus, almonds. You know, so the nice thing is that when I do this plan, I have a list and I know what's in my healthy fats. I know what's in my healthy carbs. I know that my healthy carbs isn't going to consist of a donut. I can't call that one carb for the day. That would be outside of the plan. Now, are you going to do that occasionally? Yes, you're going to do that occasionally, because this isn't about perfection. This is just about trying to create a lifestyle and trying to be healthy. So I hope this video helps you. Please get out of the mindset of calories and fat grams. Make sure you're looking at your ingredients. Very, very, very important. I've actually done another video talking about ingredients before. So if you're on my YouTube channel, please check that out. But make sure that you're also looking at your ingredients and know what to look for. You don't want anything artificial. You don't want any soy. Soy is generally going to be genetically modified. You don't want things like sucralose. Those are kind of hidden names for sugar too, that are also a cancer-causing agent. You don't want chemicals and fillers. And you may think, well, what's chemicals and fillers? All right, if you look at this large list of ingredients and you see monos, tris, sodium, phosphate, calcium, carbonate, those are chemicals. That sounds like I'm in chemistry class again, and that should not be in your food. You want to know what you are eating. If you read the ingredient list and you don't understand what it is, or it sounds like a chemical equation, it is not a good food to have. Put it back on the shelf. It will be something toxic to your body, and it can increase your chances for cancer. You don't want it. It doesn't make you healthy. Don't look at the calories and say, oh, well, it only has like 100 calories and it only has 2 fat grams. Who cares? Who cares if that's all it has? If the ingredients reads all this garbage on it, that's going to be toxic waste in your body. You're going to cause your body to be working overtime to try and get rid of the toxic stuff that you just put into it. So you may have just done this killer 30-minute workout that you just crushed it, burn a ton of calories, but your body is not going to burn off fat. Instead, it's going to burn off that toxic waste that you just put into it because it wants to live. Your body wants to live. It wants to get rid of that toxic stuff in there. So if you're constantly putting chemicals, fillers, preservatives into your diet, then that's what happens. So I want you to make sure you're also reading that ingredient list. It's another important part of this. So I hope you guys found this helpful. I really enjoy doing videos like this because I feel like this is things that I've learned as being a coach, and when I did decide I wanted to become more organic, and it's what really changed my body physically. It took my results to, I was never overweight, but I was always very pudgy in areas. I had areas that I thought were never going to really change until I really cleaned up my diet, and I got just this crazy, amazing six-pack. I had a lot of muscle tone, and I just really got to my top fitness ability. So, if you're wanting killer results, if you have a family history of disease or cancer, which is something that I do have in mind too, then this stuff should be important to you. Okay, so take note, read those ingredients. Don't slow down your metabolism. Eat, people, eat. Okay,